Hey, I taught the Reggio method in preschool, and the kids get to pick what they want to study and learn, and they get to go to different areas. It's a French method. It's great. You know, a teacher that teaches introduces the subjects, and the child learns, and they learn and they learn and they learn, and the nuances of the child may take them in a different direction. I don't like the standardized test because that gives the child an image that their self-esteem, they're not as smart. Just because maybe they don't like a certain subject or the brain's not ready for it. Or maybe it never will be. My brother was an engineer. My brain was never mathematical like that. And somehow that they downgraded me that I wasn't quite as smart. It's a freedom. We're talking America. This is freedom of teachers to teach. And somehow we've gotten away from that, the freedom of the teacher to teach and the ability that a teacher can survey her class, get to know the students, teach them, and help them achieve in the areas that they want to achieve in. As I said, awesome, beautiful, creative, delightful, and fantastic. If you're fantastic forever and ever and ever, maybe that's not your subject, but there's no reason to degrade a child for that. I've also discussed maybe having degrees that are not so high in mathematics and reading, having maybe an eighth grade degree that does maybe more different things like welding or something like that. Keep the child in school as long as you can, doing something that interests them. Don't degrade them if they're not a good reader or something. Maybe they will be, maybe they never will be. Just keep them pursuing a degree in school. We want to keep them in school as long as they can and make sure they have classes that interest. Could just maybe be a gym degree. Maybe they're just doing lots and lots of gym classes and things like that. Just something to keep them in school and out of trouble. We certainly are not pursuing intellectual, fantastic areas by the way we're doing it now. Our grades are terrible. You will get these certain people, intellectual type people, that pursue intellectual things, and doctors, and you can scooty-doo them into the right areas too, and good. We need those, but we also need our welders, our construction people, our hairstylists, our car manufacturers. And I think, as Joseph Campbell said, when you see that person going into that blissful area, that's where you get them. And you make sure that they get to study that. There's nobody that's a failure. Not in world preschool. We're going to find what you're good at, and don't ever demean my children. They're good at. We need bricklayers, as my mom always said. Bricklayers are as important as architects. So when you find that engaging activity that you like doing, then we've got you. That's good. But our school system is not doing it correctly now, and it's degrading to the students and the teachers. The teachers don't feel appreciated. So my idea is to give the teacher the freedom of her classroom, get her a syllabus of things to teach, but also give her the freedom to teach them. And don't make her teach to a test that's unattainable to most students. The high grades are just, a handful of kids do well, and the rest of them don't feel like they're worthy. That's just not good. Get rid of the SOLs. Just do it. And sure, if you're going to Harvard, you might have to take a test, some kind of Harvard test, and you can do that your junior or senior year and see if that's a course of action that you want to go to. But not everybody has to take that test. I don't know how they can do it, but they can figure it out that it's not so demeaning to the kids. I don't like those scores. I don't like kids comparing scores with each other because the child's worth is not in a grade. The child's worth is who they are and what they do and what they love doing and who their friends are and the joy and the happiness in their life. And if in the future they can give to society something that they love doing, all the better. We don't want them going to prison. In some of those home lives, we're going to have some psychology in school to figure out how to get it out so they don't go to prison. They go home and their parents have struggled and all that. So how are we going to get the schools to make up for what they're not getting at home? And that's a lot of love and acceptance and getting them in the right activities. Thank you.